With well over 3 billion Google searches, we can't talk about skincare basics and not talk about vitamin C. It's truly a star performer when it comes to protecting our skin against environmental aggressors, things that would naturally lead to premature aging. Now, whilst we can, of course, get vitamin C from our diet, and we should, we definitely get additional and extra effective benefits from using it topically. Now, when it comes to vitamin C's action in our skin, we hear the buzzword antioxidants all the time. What does that actually mean? Well, when we think about environmental aggressors, and I'm talking about the big two, UV rays and pollution, what happens is they generate free radicals. And if left to their own devices, these would attack membranes in our cells and mitochondria of our cells, which are the battery and supply our cells with energy, and lead to peroxidation of elements in those structures. The free radicals are mopped up by antioxidants, neutralizing them, and that's where our vitamin C really comes into its own. It's incredibly powerful at this function. So in terms of how that manifests, vitamin C helps oppose all the signs of premature aging in terms of fine lines and wrinkles, in terms of changes to the surface of our skin, so that dull texture, that matteness that creeps in, and it helps with hyperpigmentation too. Now, some of those benefits are also due to its ability to improve collagen assembly. So that's the structural protein in our dermis that gives it its strength and resilience. And it also helps reduce hyperpigmentation from overstimulation of our melanocyte cells. So some really, really key properties that help our skin look more youthful, fresh, and glowing. So not only does it have a place to play in tackling the signs of aging, but I think it also has a role to play in inflammatory conditions like rosacea, where we have no doubt that UVA rays are part and parcel of what drives this process. And also in hyperpigmentation disorders like melasma, where they work in synergy with other active ingredients to suppress the uneven distribution of melanin through our skin. So vitamin C really is in my toolkit for all of those conditions. The one thing I don't use it for typically is acne, but for pretty much everything else, premature aging, redness related concerns, and pigmentation concerns, vitamin C is pride of place. So vitamin C is easy to incorporate into your routine. It tends to be applied in the morning, although we only need to apply vitamin C once a day, as it typically lasts for up to 24 hours in the skin. And if you're using yours at night and you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine too. But once a day is sufficient, and it tends to layer well with other products too. Safe in pregnancy and breastfeeding. So I think all in all, it is an efficient product to apply, and you get good efficacy from it too. Now, a few practical considerations when it comes to choosing a vitamin C serum. So there's most data around the L-ascorbic acid format of vitamin C, which is true vitamin C. However, it must be packaged and formulated correctly for it to be efficacious in the skin. So it must be formulated at a pH of 3.5, which is low. That's pretty acidic. And for those with very sensitive skin, that can sometimes be challenging. I know that sometimes ordinary L-ascorbic acid can be too much for my redness-prone skin. Happily, we now have vitamin C esters. So for example, ascorbyl glucoside, which I've used in Flawless Nightly Eye Serum and Flawless Brightly Serum, just contains the L-ascorbic acid with a glucose molecule attached onto it. That significantly improves tolerability and doesn't necessitate that low pH for formulation, and the glucose molecule simply comes off when it goes into the skin. So that can be a good workaround if those more traditional L-ascorbic acid serums aren't suiting your skin type. And then they should be formulated correctly so they're not exposed to light, which can lead to oxidation. Do also make sure that you keep the lid tightly on any serums in a dropper format, because oxygen will also speed up that oxidation process, and you will know if your serum suddenly turns to a dark orangey brown color. The one situation I don't use vitamin C in pretty rigorously is those who are acne prone. I certainly don't use it in the solving phase of the acne approach. in some individuals, for some reason, they do tend to clog up and get more congested with use of vitamin C. However, once skin is well controlled, and as often happens, you move from being focused on acne to being focused on the signs of premature aging, vitamin C often will play a role in that because the skin is conditioned to be less prone to clogging up. So I have no problem with introducing it at a later point in time, but it's not part and parcel of my initial acne strategy. So that's an important caveat with vitamin C in my practice. So as you'll see with this series of ingredients-based videos, all of them have the common thread that they multitask. They don't just serve one function. And for me, that's critical when it comes to prioritizing ingredients depending on the skin concern. But even if your only mission is a bit more glow and a bit more radiance, again, I think we should ask that the ingredients that we prioritize in our routine should serve us well. Vitamin C is definitely one of those ingredients. It's brightening, it's firming, and it protects our skin from future damage and harm. And I think particularly if you live somewhere where you're outdoors a lot, or you have a dog and you're cycling, or whatever it may be, you've got habits that take you outdoors a lot. I think vitamin C has a really important role to play alongside your sunscreen. It's belt and braces approach to UV protection. So I hope you're enjoying this series, guys. If so, please let me know by hitting subscribe and like down below, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.